the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Pretty fitting fashion for this entire spring. We've got more wind today. It's been like that for a long while now. The winds have diminished some in some spots. There's a look from Owasso, of course. Those south winds have been quite gusty. Clouds hanging in as well as we look from downtown. Still at the airport anyways in Tulsa, gusty near 30 miles per hour here at the lunchtime hour. 83 degrees. Dew point of 70. As you know, this time of year we start talking about that muggy meter, how humid or uncomfortably humid it feels on a day-to-day basis. And we're in that pretty uncomfortable range, especially if you're in the sunshine. That's when you can really feel it kind of cranking up an extra notch there as far as kind of that early summer-like feel. We'll have that for today. We're going to have that until that cold front can really make it through here. You can see the impact of the clouds on temperatures. I mean, it's not major. We have mid-80s to the south, upper 70s, low 80s to the north. So you get up towards Coffeyville, Bartlesville, Pawhuska, Craig County, Nowata County, all those areas, you're going to be just a little bit on the cooler side of things today. That's not actually the cold front. There's a little outflow boundary out ahead of the main cold front. This is where the front is. We can see on visible satellite. This cloud cover could have a potential impact on how quickly storms try to develop on our side of the state this afternoon. That holds the instability down a little bit. So that may hold storms at bay for a little while in northeastern Oklahoma, but where it's a little bit sunnier, a little warmer in western Oklahoma, right out ahead of this boundary, storms are probably going to be a little more likely, at least initially. So it's going to be kind of a messy setup storm-wise over the next couple of days. We're not going to just have one squall line march through or just a couple isolated storms. We're going to have several rounds of scattered rain and storms starting late this afternoon into early evening. We're going to watch near the Oklahoma-Kansas state line and also western Oklahoma for a few severe storms to develop. This evening into tonight, most of that looks like it's going to be northwest of the I-44 corridor and just northwest of Tulsa. Overnight, some scattered showers and storms roll into our side of the state. Some of that will likely be kind of weakening and falling apart, but then we'll have redevelopment of scattered showers and storms during the day Wednesday, primarily north of the I-40 corridor. In general, the further south in our viewing area you go, the lower your storm chances are. The further north, the higher your chances are. As far as the severe weather threats, large hail, damaging winds, and flash flooding, localized flooding are probably going to be the biggest risks here. The tornado risk is very low. Really doesn't appear to be a big-time factor here, but given the time of year, obviously it's not something we can completely rule out. As you know, we're always watching for that sort of deal. So through the afternoon, again, clouds hanging in. Where the clouds are really thick, we may only have low 80s for highs. So Pawhuska, Bartlesville, you may struggle to get to that 85-degree mark. You'll be probably a little bit cooler than that. Late afternoon, early evening, you see future view showing those storms developing. Noble County, northwestern Osage County, but then notice what happens as they drop south and east tonight. They kind of fizzle out. So it wouldn't surprise me if that first round of storms makes it to about Pawnee, Osage County, southeast Kansas, and then dies off as we go through the night. But through the overnight and into early tomorrow morning, more rounds of scattered rain and storms will develop. Notice the cold front doesn't make a whole lot of progress. It just kind of stays stuck near the Oklahoma-Kansas state line through tomorrow morning. With time tomorrow, that front starts to sink south. More rounds of rain and storms. Notice, again, further north, heavier storms. Further south, it's a little bit spottier. And tomorrow afternoon, that front should at least make it to about Tulsa on I-44. It'll be cooler to the north and obviously quite a bit warmer and muggier to the south. Rounds of rain and thunderstorms continuing off and on through Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Wednesday night should be kind of the last gasp of any heavy or severe storms. By Thursday, the cold front finally gets kind of a kick to the south. That'll start to take the storm chances with it. So by Thursday afternoon, our rain chances will be on that downward trend. But in addition to the wind and hail threats, as I mentioned, localized flooding is going to be a concern. Anywhere where you start to see these yellows and reds and oranges popping up, we're just kind of looking at a rainfall forecast. That would be 2 to 3, 2 to 4 inches of rain potential in very localized spots. Notice it'll be one of those setups where you might get a little in your neighborhood and a few miles down the road they may end up with quite a bit more, but obviously things are quite saturated with all the rain we've had this month. So that's why flooding is going to be a concern from tonight, especially on Wednesday. Temperatures trend down with that cold front, so after Wednesday we drop back to the 70s for highs on Thursday. A couple nice mornings to wrap up the week, first couple days there of June. Over the weekend, temperatures start trending back up and kind of typical early June fashion, warm and humid with some off and on scattered storm chances, it looks like Saturday morning and Sunday morning as well.